Let's talk about a really sneaky productivity trap. It's one that a lot of us, especially high achievers, fall into without even noticing. It's this idea that your passion for learning, the very thing you think is your superpower, might actually be what's holding you back.
So I've got to ask you, straight up, is your learning habit killing your progress? I know, it sounds totally backwards, right? We're always told learn more, know more, do more. But what if that constant hunt for just one more piece of knowledge has become a form of paralysis?
And this brings us to a really fascinating idea called the progress illusion. It's that feeling, that buzz you get, that you're totally crushing it and moving forward, when in reality, you might just be running in place on a treadmill made of information.
Yeah, this gets right to the heart of it. We're not talking about a healthy curiosity. We're talking about something more like a learning addiction. This compulsive need to consume content that actually gets in the way of you using that content. It's when hitting buy on a new course feels more productive than doing the actual work.
This right here is the key. We call it productive procrastination. It's so clever, because you get that dopamine hit, that little rush of feeling like you're making moves. You bought the book, you watched the tutorial, but what you're really doing is avoiding the scary, messy part, actually building something and putting that knowledge to the test.
So how do you know if you've kind of crossed that line? How do you know if you've gone from being a dedicated student to a compulsive consumer? Let's do a little self-diagnosis. And hey, be honest with yourself here. No one's watching.
First off, just take a mental inventory. Think about your downloads folder, your Kindle library. How many online courses or ebooks have you bought with all the best intentions, only to have them just sitting there, collecting digital dust? Is your library a testament to your ambition, or is it kind of a graveyard of good intentions?
And oh boy, here's the one that really stings. Of all the podcasts you listen to, all the articles you read, all the videos you watch in a given week, what tiny percentage of that do you actually do something with? If you're like most of us, there's this huge canyon between what you know and what you do.
So what's behind all this? Well, it's usually some pretty powerful emotions, right? It's that FOMO, that fear of missing out on the next big thing. Or that nagging feeling of inadequacy, that you're just one more course away from being ready. Or, it's just a way to escape the hard, sometimes frustrating work of actually making something happen.
Okay. So that's the problem. It feels a little heavy. I get it. But the good news, the really good news, is there's a powerful cure. And it's all about one word: implementation. To get there, we have to totally flip how we measure our own success. The old way is all about input. How many books did I read? How many courses did I finish? The new way, the better way, has got to be about output. What did I build? What projects did I actually complete? How did I integrate that knowledge into something real? And this is the core principle. You got to let this one sink in. Implementation creates more value than consumption. See, information by itself doesn't really hold its value. It only becomes truly valuable when you put it to work. Your goal isn't just to be a library of knowledge, it's to turn that knowledge into action.
So how do we make this real? How do you actually start doing this stuff? Let's get into a few practical, high-impact strategies you can literally start using today.
Okay, tactic 1, try the 24-hour wait. Before you click buy on that next book or course, just force yourself to wait a day. That little bit of friction can be amazing for separating a real need from a passing impulse. Second, create an implementation zone, a physical space, like a specific desk or corner that is only for applying knowledge, not for consuming it. And third, adopt just-in-time learning. This means you only learn what you need to solve the specific problem you're working on right now. No more, no less.
Ultimately, all of this comes down to a fundamental shift in how you see yourself. It's about making a conscious choice to be an architect, someone who builds things, not just a passive accumulator of facts and figures.
I mean, this comparison says it all, doesn't it? The accumulator's goal is just to know. They gather and gather, always wanting more breadth. But the architect? Their goal is to do. They use information as a tool, like a hammer or a saw, to build tangible results. They care about the depth of application.
And this leads us to a really powerful and, a little bit radical idea: strategic ignorance. What does that mean? It means intentionally choosing to ignore information that doesn't help you with your immediate goal. It's not about being uninformed, it's about being intensely, unapologetically focused.
So let's be super clear. The point of all this isn't to value knowledge less. Of course not. The goal is to value results more. It's all about rebalancing the equation so that learning is in service of action and not the other way around.
So I want to leave you with this final thought. Think of it as a challenge. What could you create? What project could you finish? What could you actually build in the next 30 days if you went on a total information diet, learning nothing new? Instead, you'd focus exclusively on applying the knowledge you already have right now. Just think about it. The answer might completely surprise you.